This is
And
a
the way
Steam
this is going to
Greenlight
work,
trailer for
we're
Are
going to
You
ask you a
Smarter Than a
series of
Porn
questions,
Star?
Okay.
and we're going to pause and give our players
Except
a
it's
chance
not
to answer.
really a trailer,
And we'll give you a
it's
chance
actually
to
a
answer.
Let's Play
Okay.
Every
that
correct
the game
answer is
developer
worth
is
1
hosting
point.
on their channel.
At the end of the game, if
they
the player has
didn't
more
make their own
points than you, they
trailer.
win.
Okay.
If you have more points,
And
you
something
win.
interesting's coming
And
up
if
in a
it's
moment.
tie, you also win because the game is called Are You Smarter Than a Cheerleader, not Are You As Smart as a Cheerleader. Was the
If you notice there, the
United
host,
States?
I guess, of
Is
the
it
game said that it's
Abraham
called Are
Lincoln?
You Smarter Than a Cheerleader, not
John
Are You Smarter
Tyler?
Than a Porn Star, which is
Benjamin
interesting because the
Franklin?
game is called Are You Smarter
Or
Than a
Andrew
Porn Star. In
Jackson?
fact, this very YouTube video is labelled Are You Smarter Than a Porn Star. Oh, sorry, I'll let the Let's Player do the Let's Play thing.
Home and freedom land. Let's go Abraham Lincoln.
Right, now that's out the way. So,
Yeah.
basically...
Benjamin Franklin?
Yeah.
No. the correct
Hold on, the
answer was
Joker's
John
just
Tyler.
turned up.
I don't even get that I got that one wrong.
What
What?
scientist is credited with
Okay,
discovering X-rays?
Oh
Is
my
it
God.
Right,
Wilhelm
so,
Röntgen,
anyway, this Let's Player is
Albert
very, very
Einstein?
excited
No.
by the whole thing.
Alfred
Um,
Nobel,
No.
The
Charles
description
Xavier?
on the video says that this is an unbiased reaction from a player who's not an actor. They don't actually say that it's a Let's Play. I don't even know if they've got the permission of the Let's
The
Player
correct
to
answer
upload
was
this
Wilhelm
on their
Röntgen.
channel. But then again, the Let's Player is using
Daddy
their
laid
game,
with a point.
so I guess
question.
it's, you know,
Of which
quid pro
country
quo. It's
was
it's an
Greenland a
unusual
colony
discussion
until
about the ethics of
1981?
Let's Play
Is
and,
it
you know,
Sweden,
who owns what
Russia,
there.
Denmark?
But that's a
England?
discussion for another day because right now
America.
we're cackling
Damn
at
it, my answer's
cheerleaders.
not on there. It's gotta be Russia. Let me go with C again.
The video goes on for the amount of time you've just watched over again, and it's really not that entertaining having me compete with someone else to talk over stuff while I desperately try and make very boring gameplay footage interesting. I mean, the whole thing looks like it was filmed at some shady motel somewhere. That's not exciting, so I basically just cut a lot of the footage out for your enjoyment. And now we will resume.
Michael J. Fox?
Yeah.
The correct answer was Adam West.
Yes.
What was with that at the end?
That's all the
That's like
questions
when
for today.
Diabetes and
Let's have a
Slow
look at
Beef
the
do a
score.
screechy voice in Retropray.
I'm just hitchhiking here. I'm just shooting. Can I please get your autograph? Ah! Did you really shoot that T-Rex? Ah!
Anyway, you may have noticed in that trailer that the woman in the video was referred to not as a porn star, but as a cheerleader. There's a good reason for that. You see, I clicked on the screenshots hoping to see porn stars I'd recognise as a connoisseur of adult entertainment, and only found girls in cheerleader outfits, none of whom were wearing them in any sexual way. They were, in fact, just average women happening to wear cheerleader outfits. That's because the screenshots and the gameplay footage shown, even though the gameplay footage is labelled Are You Smarter Than a Porn Star on YouTube, is actually a game called Are You Smarter Than a Cheerleader? Let's look into the description and get an explanation as to what that's all about. Are You Smarter Than a Porn Star is a remaster of our Xbox 360 title Are You Smarter Than a Cheerleader? The original game had a similar format, except players were competing against a mix of models and adult film stars portraying cheerleaders. Now, again, I don't recognise any of the adult film stars that are shown in the screenshots, and like I said, I should know. We will be improving upon our original title in a number of ways. There will be many more stars to compete against, more categories and rounds per star, higher quality video, that's definitely a must, new game modes, improved audio quality. They will also have a new game mode called Common Knowledge, but who gives a shit. The main point of this is that this game was originally Are You Smarter Than a Cheerleader, and in the move to Steam, to get more attention, they've decided to call it Are You Smarter Than a Porn Star. Now, they promise stars, they promised adult entertainers, they don't give us any names. You know, are we going to see Belladonna? Are we going to see Jessie Jane? Are we going to see Charlotte Stokely, Melina Morgan? Who are we going to see? We don't know. I'd like to see some actual committed names before they go promising things, and I say this because I don't quite trust the developer, and here's why. To quote Triskelia Games, By making it porn stars instead of cheerleaders, I accomplish two things. It draws more attention to the game, which is always good for a developer. Since the girls appearing in the game are adult film stars anyway, the only difference is they no longer have to dress like cheerleaders. It seems like a win-win idea. I don't even see a downside. Basically, by the developer's own admission, the whole porn star thing is just a cynical grab for attention, which has worked because, hello, I'm Jim Sterling and I'm doing a video on this game. Mostly because the audience would not let me pass this one by, would they? If I ignored this and did something else, the comment section would be full of people telling me to do this one. But anyway, here we have the developer basically admitting that they're calling it porn star because of marketing. It gets eyes on the sheets and the bums in the seats. So it's, I will admit, I admire the honesty of it. Most, this is a cynical fucking game industry, but it pretends to be all about the passion. It pretends to be all about the love of the craft. But here we have a developer just straight up saying, you know what? We want attention. Here's a game with some porn stars in it. But it gets deeper than that, because one of the other statements made by the developer is, if we look at their list of positive things that they hope to accomplish with this game, hopefully, if I get enough attention, even if a lot of it is negative, it will help me draw attention to my normal games. So basically, they're using this one as a commercial. And if you want any more proof of that, you just need to look right at the top of the description page where it says, check out our better game, also on Steam Greenlight, and then there's a link to another game entirely, one that they admit is better than this one. Basically, this is the honey in the trap. It's luring us in with the promise of porn stars, and then once we're here, it's like, aha, fooled you, this game isn't very good. Here's a game we really want you to vote for. It's kind of devious. It's kind of admirably devious. The so-called better game, Planet 1138, looks, well, not brilliant. It's an RTS game, apparently, where you're a car, the Mako from Mass Effect, I think. I'd probably rather be looking at porn than that one. But anyway, I can't tell whether the game wants to imply that porn stars are inherently thick, and therefore you should feel superior to them and prove that you're smarter than them. Or whether it is just straight up going, here's some porn stars, oh god, I'm gonna come so hard! Either way, again, rampant but honest cynicism through and through. A lot of the comments are not really supportive of this developer's honesty. A lot of them calling it tacky, a lot of them finding it rather gauche. And, well, I mean, it is. The developer more or less knows it is. But they do promise that they have a ton of big-name stars who have either filmed rounds already or are booked to film rounds. They, again, haven't confirmed names or anything. Who have you got? Who have you got? Tell us! But at the end of the day, there are better trivia games out there, and there's a ton of porn on the internet. I don't know if you've heard that little secret. I mean, it's not like in this game the porn stars are actually going to be doing any porning, because, well, they wouldn't. So there's no real point to it other than, as I say, a magnet, a flame to draw horny boys to the page so that they can try and sell that fucking Planet Numbers Mass Effect Mako game. At the end of the day, I got to applaud the effort. The effort gone into trying to basically use our gamer thirst against us. I mean, it takes some gall, and yeah. God bless us, everyone.